Update to the bike restoration video. Both throttle bodies been completely rebuilt, redone a connection on the end of the wiring loom for the fuel tank because the wires were just taped together, which was a bit horrible. Fitted the clocks, cleaned all the clocks up and fitted them to the bracketry. Then I've been connecting all the wiring bit by bit, which is been nice. The windscreen motor, that was all stripped out, cleaned all up. It was found that this bit here was actually sticking, so it was a little bit difficult to get up. Didn't want to come up, but now it's perfect. So that's all now working. Wiring's all connected as per the original wiring diagram in a manual that I've got, a BMW manual that a friend of mine gave me. Brilliant book that is. Shows you all of the ways things should be routed, which is nice. Cleaned everything up, put it all together, fitted the master cylinder to the bars, reconnected the throttle, all sort of conventional stuff, which is quite nice. Just basically dripping along now bit by bit, because this coronavirus allows me more time to physically work on it, but it also makes getting bits for it much more difficult. So time without bits is a bit of a problem. But hey ho, that's life. Let's hope we can get out on it before the summer. Be nice, wouldn't it? What I'm going to do now is the ABS. I'm going to actually rebuild the brakes, start at the ABS unit, work my way back out. Now the thing is, as you can see, the ABS unit is now installed, but prior to installing it, I was cleaning the two pipes that go to the rear, just to make sure that they're fine before I actually fit them. And let me just show you. Now if you look at these are the front pipes. You can see you've got the pipes, but halfway along there's these black plastic sections which prevent the pipes from rubbing. I decided to take the black plastic pieces off to inspect the pipes, and here's one of the back ones, and as you can see where the black was, a couple of bits of corrosion. Just check them through, I thought, make sure that they're not going to be too much of an issue. Then I took the other one apart, and it came apart. The corrosion was so bad on one of the joints that really, if I'd have pressed it into service and it had bled out, it wouldn't have been too long before it would have actually physically split whilst riding. See, due to what I found with the other pipes, I'm going to remanufacture these in conifer as well. One, I think it'll look good because conifer pipes always look good, but it makes sense just in case there's any corrosion. Notice that both of those ends are OP1. We don't know what those ends are yet until we physically take them out. They're probably OP1 as well, but we'll have to check. So I'll remanufacture them, and then once ready I'll fit them to the ABS unit. Now the ABS unit, you have to have these lower ones in position before you can fit the ABS unit onto the bracketry, which I did that yesterday. But now I'm going to make the front pipes, connect that up to the front of the frame there, and then up to the master cylinder. Then I can start considering the overhaul of the calipers. The calipers and the master cylinders need to be overhauled next. The front master cylinder has already been done. Rear master cylinder should be fairly straightforward. I'll probably do the rear one first. The interesting thing about the ABS on these bikes, when it was new, it was considered extremely difficult to do any work on. Compared to modern ABS units, this is as primitive as they come. But here, look, there's a bleed nipple in the ABS unit itself, a bleed nipple for each side. Now this one here is for the rear system. This one here will be potentially for the front. So one of the things to do when you're bleeding the system is to open these bleed nipples, and what I normally do is I force fluid into the nipple. So rather than waiting for air to come out, I force fluid in. When I actually get round to bleeding them, I'll show you how you do that, because I like this ABS system on these 1100s. It's a very efficient system. The ABS that was fitted to the 2005 1200s was absolutely horrendous. If I was buying a 2005 to 2008 bike, I would disable the ABS before I even rode it, because it is a nightmare. Well documented, everybody talks about it now. But the ABS system on these bikes, the 1100s, is brilliant. Actually works quite well. So the answer was basically to manufacture some pipes out of conifer, like you do for any brake job on a car. And as you can see these pipes. I've actually made them now. I've wrapped the black plastic around the pipes because, one, I think it looks good, but two, it gives protection against any rubbing or any problems like that. And here are the other ends of the pipe. New connectors where necessary to make it usable, which would be quite nice when it's all fitted back together. Clamp it all up as it was originally, and yeah, nice. The important thing when you're making these pipes is you have to know what op is on the end. And if you can see, I don't know if you can see this good because this camera isn't brilliant, that's called op 1. So you have to make sure when you put it in a flaring tool that you set op 1, because there is another op 2, which is totally different, and if you use op 2 when it should be op 1, it won't seal, which will be an issue. Here is the flaring tool. Now you put the pipe in up to the end, make sure it's at the end, and then you put the top bridge on, and then you do it up. You make sure that the pipe comes to the end of the dies, and this bit here, this is the head. You make sure that the tool that is in line is op 1. You pull it, that will now fit op 1. Now op 1 looks like that, which is the one that we should have for these pipes that we're making for the bike. Now if you wanted to go to op 2 after doing op 1, you rotate that to the second one, put that in like that, pull it, and then when you remove it you will have op 2. And if you can see, op 2 has been, this camera's not that good at focusing, but you can see hopefully that it's been pushed in compared to op 1, and that depends on the other end of the item that you're fitting the pipe to. Always check whether it's op 1 or op 2 before you actually make your pipe. Or if you get somebody to make the pipes for you, check before you fit the pipes that you're actually putting the right end into the right part, the right op.